on the day of the U.S. midterm elections, as most Americans shifted their attention away from China, Xi Jinping made his most alarming speech as Commander-in-Chief of the Joint Operations of the Central Military Commission since getting his historic third term at the 20th National Party Congress.
今天我和军委的一班人到军委联指中心来，就是要亮明新一届军委贯彻落实党的20大精神，全面加强练兵备战的决心和态度。
This remark was made during a visit to a Joint Operations Command Center, a bunker buried several hundred meters deep on the outskirts of Beijing. Is Xi Jinping preparing China for war over Taiwan? Many people may be reluctant to acknowledge that as an immediate reality, believing instead that Xi's remarks are standard rhetoric for the commander of a war unit whose purpose is to get ready for battle. However, ambiguity over Taiwan is rarely Xi's intention. On the contrary, he wants the world to be very clear about his intention to reclaim control over Taiwan. Later in the same speech, Xi said that the People's Liberation Army, PLA, must adhere to the only fundamental standard, combat effectiveness. They must focus all their energy on fighting and on enhancing their ability to win. This is quite different from what he said 5 years ago when he visited the same Joint Operations Command Center after the 19th Party Congress. At that time, he asked the military to strengthen responsibility, strengthen reform and innovation, strengthen implementation, and comprehensively improve the ability to prepare for war in the new era. So, 5 years ago, Xi ordered the military to prepare for war. Today, the order is to win a war. But to win a war against whom? Obviously, the direct target is Taiwan. But the PLA's real rival is America and its allies, who are likely to come to Taiwan's defense should China invade the island. If America and allies join the fight, this would not be the quick battle Xi Jinping has hoped for, even if the PLA gained the upper hand early. It will be a long, hard war that China has to get the whole nation to support and prepare for. And that is exactly what Xi Jinping appears to be doing, as a closer look into the top leadership of the party reveals. Xi has formed a wartime cabinet that is able to efficiently draw resources from and ready the entire nation for. These 6 men are now in charge of the 2 million-strong People's Liberation Army. They are the newly elected members of the Central Military Commission under the leadership of Xi Jinping. The most striking difference between Xi's new Central Military Commission and the previous one is that the new leadership is Taiwan and war-focused. 65-year-old Admiral He Weidong is the new vice chairman of the commission. Previously, he led the Eastern Theater Command, whose primary responsibility is the recapture of Taiwan by force. He also oversaw China's large-scale live-fire military exercise against Taiwan in August. His promotion to vice chairman is considered by many to be an astounding departure from China's pattern of political promotion, given that Hu had not been a member of the Central Military Commission or Central Committee. Xi's willingness to radically depart from established political patterns demonstrates his central focus on Taiwan. The 72-year-old Admiral Zhang Youxia remained as another vice chairman and is one of the 2 members in the commission who have seen time in battle, having participated in the China-Vietnam War in 1979. This choice was more expected, given that the fathers of Zhang and Xi had worked together during the Chinese Civil War in the 1940s, and the 2 families continue to have a good relationship. Despite the fact that many commission members have not personally seen time in battle, All of them hold an aggressive attitude of war over Taiwan. That a large portion of the top leadership of the PLA is optimized for invading Taiwan says a lot about Xi Jinping's intention for this third term in office. But wanting to fight a war is a far cry from having the resources and strategies necessary to win a war that is sure to involve many global superpowers. There are indications, though, that Xi has fine-tuned his plan for how he believes the war should be fought. The Chinese Communist Party's 24-member Politburo is a powerful ruling body, second only to the Politburo Standing Committee. Excluding the 7 Standing Committee members, the remaining 17 members hold positions like Secretary of the Central Secretariat, Minister of Central Organization Department, Vice Premier of the State Council, Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Mayor of 4 municipalities, and 2 provincial leadership positions, Party Secretary from the Xinjiang Autonomous Region and Guangdong Province, China's #1 economic powerhouse. But in this year's 20th Politburo, 7 provincial heads were added, making up 40% of the Politburo excluding the Standing Committee members. This is not normal. Why does Xi Jinping want so many provincial heads in the Politburo? On further examination, we see that these local party secretaries fall into 3 categories. Those who have been senior technocrats in military-related fields, those who demonstrated excellence in coordinating and executing efforts in a province that will be directly involved in a war over Taiwan, and those who are Xi's close confidants in those provinces. There are 5 top technocrats in the new Politburo. Li Ganjie from Shandong Province is a nuclear expert. Ma Xingrui is from Xinjiang and is an aerospace expert. Zhang Guoqing comes from Liaoning and was the general manager of China Ordnance Industry Group. And Yuan Jiajun from Zhejiang is another aerospace expert. Liu Guozhong from Shanxi majored in cannonball studies. A common feature of these officials is that they began to take on increasingly complex and powerful governmental positions after Xi became General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party at the end of 2012, and all of them were promoted to their current provincial party secretary position in late 2020 and 2021, after Xi had made international news for his positions on reclaiming power over Taiwan. A closer examination reveals that the professional backgrounds of these secretaries have strong correlations with the provinces which they are currently governing and with potential needs with the war with Taiwan. Li Ganjie hails from Shandong Province and is a nuclear expert. He has worked in the nuclear industry for many years and served as Director of National Nuclear Safety Administration. He was likely appointed to that position because Shandong is a key base for the development of China's nuclear industry. China is quickly expanding its nuclear arsenal, according to the Pentagon, and is developing nuclear energy to increase energy independence. Shandong Shidaowan Nuclear Power Plant is the world's first nuclear power plant with a 4th-generation reactor, known for its sustainable, economical, and safe utilization of nuclear energy. Ma Xingrui is from Xinjiang and is an aerospace expert. Ma has led efforts behind China's manned spaceflight and next-generation launch vehicles. He was summoned to the party secretary role in Xinjiang, possibly because China's most important satellite navigation system, Beidou, which was designed to serve as a substitute for the American-made Global Positional System, or GPS, is headquartered in Xinjiang. In addition to its civilian usage, Beidou can navigate military vehicles and guide precision strike weapons such as ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and air-to-ground missiles. The precise strike capability provided by Beidou could potentially enable decapitation missile attacks against Taiwan's political centers and important military facilities. And in the future, the PLA will be able to launch precision missile attacks against U.S. military bases in Guam, and maritime targets such as aircraft carriers using the Beidou navigation system. Zhang Guoqing, Party Secretary of Liaoning, was the general manager of China Ordnance Industry Group, globally known as the Noriko Group. It is a large state-owned backbone enterprise whose manufacturing center is in Shenyang, Liaoning's capital. Noriko is directly managed by the central government. It is not only the main research and production base for the PLA Army, but also provides weapons, ammunition, and equipment for the Navy, Air Force, Strategic Rocket Force, and other departments of the Chinese military, as well as the armed police and public security. This cooperation is strategic to China's national defense. Yuan Jiajun from Zhejiang is another aerospace expert. He was the commander-in-chief of the Shenzhou spacecraft and president of China Aerospace Science and Technology Institute. From a military point of view, Zhejiang, Fujian, and Guangdong would be central to China's planned invasion of Taiwan, in large part because of their proximity to the island. In addition to proximity, Zhejiang is also notable for the strength of its economy and as a rising technology center for China. It has been identified by the central government as a key development area for China's aerospace industry, with a heavy focus on R&D in aircraft and drone manufacturing. That will certainly factor into the increase of intelligence equipment, including unmanned systems, artificial intelligence, and hypersonic missiles, announced by Xi in a report submitted to the 20th Party Congress. Shanxi Party Secretary Liu Guozhong, majored in cannonball studies, used to work in one of China's earliest bomb and missile factories before entering politics. Shanxi Province is another primary weapon production base in China, with a manufacturing base for large transport aircrafts located in Xi'an, its capital. In addition to these 5 technocrats, Xi has appointed longtime loyalist Huang Kunming to the position of Party Secretary of Guangdong Province. The importance of that province to a potential invasion of Taiwan became clear in a leaked meeting recording of the Southern Theater Command in May. In that recording, they noted that Guangdong would bear the responsibility of providing equipment, logistics, and troop supplies to the PLA in any conflict with Taiwan. The final province crucial to the potential invasion of Taiwan is Fujian Province, directly across the strait from Taiwan. For that geographically critical region, Xi chose public health expert and Xi loyalist Ying Li, who had previously been favored by Xi for his efficient and decisive anti-epidemic policies during his tenure as governor of Sichuan Province. He was also recognized for his preemptive grid management, a skill that would be critical for a frontline province during wartime where decisive mobility and efficient coordination is essential. It is clear that Xi Jinping positions these senior technocrats in provinces crucial to the Taiwan invasion in an attempt to fully use local resources to support the war effort. From developing military technology to establishing civil-military cooperation mechanisms to directly ensuring weapon manufacturing.